If you're planning a trip to Greece this summer, me and my friends did Mykonos and Santorini 2 summers ago, and we had the most amazing itinerary. Did hours and hours of research so that you don't have to. So if you're planning a trip to Greece, specifically Mykonos or Santorini, I have great recs for you guys. So we did 3 nights in Mykonos and then 3 nights in Santorini, and the first day when we arrived in Mykonos, we went to dinner at Hippie Fish around the sunset time. Before the sun was setting, this is kind of the vibe. It was just really nice. We got some amazing sushi. And then as the sun set, the view was incredible. Like, look at this, it's on the water. And then by the end of the night, there were performers, there was a guitarist, people were crushing these plates that they were handing out, and it just became like this big party. And it was also family friendly, which was cute. Like, there were a bunch of little kids running around. For our second day in Mykonos, we went to Namos and got lunch and day beds, which was an awesome experience. Namos was really pretty, but definitely expensive. If I were to say to skip one, this would be the one to skip, but I still had a great time regardless. We also took time to walk through the old town, and here's one of the pictures I took. We also went to Scorpios and did the sunset ritual, which I really recommend. Again, I'm a sucker for a sunset. It was just so beautiful. It ended up becoming super crowded and turned into a really big party by the end of the night, which was so fun. And we had an area right in the middle of the action with a bottle of wine, and it wasn't too expensive, actually. We ended the night making friends with the DJs and with everyone there. It was just a great party. I couldn't recommend Scorpios more, but of course you already knew that. For our third day in Mykonos, we did Alamagu, which was the coolest place I've ever been to. We got lunch, and look at the vibe. It was a bit of a drive to get there. Like, you literally look like you're going through the pyramids of Egypt. It was so cool. The beach club's in the front and then the restaurant's in the back. It was just like the coolest vibe ever, and the food was really good, and I loved how remote and secluded it felt. Then for dinner, for our last night, we went to Zuma in Mykonos, which was really cool, but definitely very touristy. The views were insane, but it was kind of hard to get photos because people just kind of crowd and push each other on the one good photo spot. I also think we saw like 3 proposals that night. The next day, we took a sea jet to go to Santorini, and we actually ended up changing this itinerary a bit. So we did get sunset drinks at PK Bar, but then we ended up going to Bar Olo for dinner, and I'll show you guys. PK Bar was insane. It really gave us like old school Greece vibe. The drinks were really strong, and just the views were unbeatable. Then we went to Barolo, which is a must do if you are going to Santorini. They have all these different areas of seating. Again, it's right off of the cliff, right by the water, and the food is really good. The vibes are impeccable. We went for a sunset seating. Again, this is another photo of the view. We also have this staircase area where a lot of people take photos, and it was just so picturesque, and I dream about this place, so definitely go if you're going to Santorini. For our second day in Santorini, we did a catamaran cruise that I booked through Viator, and it was like a semi-private cruise. They just took us around. Because it was a big boat, we actually felt like it was kind of private. We took over the back area of the catamaran. It was a gorgeous day. It was a perfect amount of time, about 4 hours. We stopped for different areas to swim and just got to learn a little bit more about the Greek history, which was really cool. Here's a photo of us swimming. It was so fun, and they gave us some food and drinks as well. We went to dinner at Sunset Tavern, which, if you know Santorini, this is an iconic photo. It's right on the water. The food was amazing. The waiter actually took this photo for us because we got this lobster dish, and they know the aesthetic, I have to say. We did Nikki Beach for the day and got beach chairs and ate lunch there. I also got a massage right by the ocean. It was lovely. I don't remember the place we did dinner at, but I remember taking this photo and seeing the mountains in the back and thinking it was so lovely. But I'll put the name of the restaurant that we went to up here. But I also think like it was not super memorable, so maybe you can skip this place. If you want a good photo, definitely go here. For our last day, I know we did some shopping, more exploring. We walked around the town a bit. There was a lot of walking, so definitely bring like sneakers. Views were so incredible. And then we had this lovely dinner. Dinner was at Nobu in Santorini, and I'm not joking when I say that this is like the nicest view I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I seriously don't think anything ever compared. We went around sunset and just watched the sunset over the cliffs in the horizon. It was so beautiful. There was a lovely infinity pool, really nice cars driving by. It was just such a vibe. And they also had a DJ. We took some photos here. It was super picturesque. And just, again, look at this view. Like, nothing I don't think in my life has ever compared to this. I was in awe the whole time. And it was a perfect way to end the trip. And we ended up staying basically the whole night and had an amazing time. That was our Greece itinerary. I also have itineraries for the France. I have itineraries for Ibiza and for the Amalfi Coast. If you guys want me to make any follow-up videos, just let me know. Bye.